Hello again. We want to go back to our top story this evening, the arrest confirmed by police of 4 people of interest in connection with the disappearance of missing journalist Aserie Ndlovu and his partner. The SABC National Commissioner, General Fannie Masemola, welcoming what the SABC says is a breakthrough in the investigation. Let's bring in National SABC spokesperson, Brig Athlenda Mathe. Very good evening to you, Athlenda. Good to have your time on SABC News. Speak to us about the people you've arrested and why police believe they are linked to this case.
Well, a very good evening and thank you for the opportunity. We have arrested 4 suspects in connection with this case. The first suspect is arrested based on the fact that he was the last person seen with these victims that we are looking for, with these kidnapped victims. The other 3 have been arrested because they were found to be in possession of vehicle parts that are believed to belong to the kidnapped victims, as well as one of those that has been arrested is also a mechanic who fixes and builds cars. So we have been working on this particular case from February, as far back as February. We assembled a team, and the team yesterday already registered a breakthrough where they picked up these 4 men, all in KwaMhlanga, and we can confirm that all 4 have been detained on charges of being in possession of suspected stolen property. You will recall that when this case started, we registered a missing persons case. We have now changed that particular charge, and we have now registered a kidnapping and car hijacking case.
What informs that change? Why do you believe that they didn't just go missing, but they were kidnapped and hijacked?
We have been working on this particular case for quite some time, so we've gathered all evidence. We've analyzed the data before us. We've got our crime intelligence, counterintelligence, as well as our cybercrime unit that are forming part of this investigating team, as well as our organized crime detectives. So through their work, through their investigation, they have pointed out that it is no longer a missing persons case, but a kidnapping and a car hijacking case. We're also looking at house robbery because we are aware that at the home of the missing journalist and his partner, certain home appliances were taken from that house. So we are still searching for the journalist and his partner. Our teams are still on the ground. We've also roped in our air wing support. We've also roped in our drone pilots, our K9 search and rescue, and any other unit that will assist us to effect more arrests, because we do believe that these 4 did not work alone and they worked with more suspects. So we are aware, those suspects are aware that we are searching for them, but we are hot on their heels. And as soon as they are apprehended, we will be able to bring a watertight case before court. But the first suspect is appearing tomorrow before the Mamelodi Magistrate Court, where he is facing a charge of kidnapping and hijacking. And we're hoping that we will transfer that particular case to KwaMhlanga, where we do believe that this crime happened.
So to be clear, you say, for example, the first person arrested is a person who you believe, or say, in fact, was last seen with the missing couple. You've got these 2 who were found with parts of their vehicle, right? How have you managed to link all 4?
Well, we use technical, expertise. We follow technical, information and data. Obviously, I can't divulge the techniques that we utilize to obviously follow the chain of evidence. But I can assure you that we've got dedicated teams in place that have been working on this particular case. And yesterday, they sat down, the National Commissioner, General Fannie Masemola, assembled them all together. They analyzed all the data before them, and they then started effecting the arrests.
How much closer, though, Athlenda, has this arrest, the arrest of the 4 people, brought us, do you think, to finding out the truth about A, what happened to the couple, or B, their whereabouts?
So we are still investigating. Like I've indicated, we've roped in other specialized units. Our K9 dog unit is also forming part of this investigation. We've got cybercrime unit that are following all data. We have interviewed these persons of interest. We have taken statements down, and based on that, we are going to be following what they have told us, and we are still searching for this missing couple. So our teams are still on the ground. They're still in KwaMhlanga, and they will ensure that we find this couple sooner than before.
And lastly then, how do you believe the person who was last seen with the couple, how close was that person to the couple? Let me phrase it that way. Is it someone they knew well? What was the nature of their last interaction?
Okay, when you look at the evidence before us in terms of the house robbery, it was not a house breaking because it looks like these people, it was not a forced entry and these people were allowed into the house. So that should tell you that these are people that knew the couple. But the first suspects that we do believe was the last person to be seen with this couple was actually working for the partner of Aserie Ndlovu. He was a driver for the lady who we believe owned a meter taxi of some sort. So they were quite close and he was known to the couple.
Athlenda Mathe, good to talk to you. Thank you as always, National Spokesperson for the police.